This New Year dawned bright and balmy in Pasadena to the relief of an estimated 1 million people on hand to watch the 101st Tournament of Roses parade. In addition to the requisite flowery floats, attractions included Zsa Zsa Gabor on horseback. She got booed, by the way. Ohio Senator John Glenn, the first astronaut to orbit the Earth, was Grand Marshal. Great moments in history was the theme of the Cotton Bowl parade today in Dallas. A smaller but equally enthusiastic crowd of 150,000 turned out for the prelude to today's game between Tennessee and Arkansas. Of course, the festivities are well into their 16th hour, having begun in earnest in New York's Times Square. 200,000 revelers noisily welcomed in the new decade as the traditional ball dropped. In Atlanta, things got off to a peachy start, even though it happened about 9 seconds late. Elsewhere in the Georgia capital, the party got a bit out of hand. A few hundred people trashed the Marriott Marquis Hotel, throwing chairs, shooting fire extinguishers, and throwing plants. One worker said the place looked like World War III. In Los Angeles, it sounded a bit like a war zone. Throughout the city, well-armed residents used their guns as noisemakers, despite repeated warnings from police that someone might get hurt. No one did. The Year of the Horse is underway in Japan, though many celebrants dressed as demons and dragons as part of the various religious rituals associated with the holiday. During the next 3 days, more than 30 million people are expected to turn out at places of worship. Many Romanians are contemplating a year of new prosperity and freedoms, but are marking the holiday in somber fashion. Candles burned through the night in Bucharest in memory of those who died during the recent revolution. There was no such restraint at all in Berlin, where residents from the East and West shared their first New Year together in nearly 30 years. The celebration centered in Brandenburg Gate, so recently a hated symbol of the city's division. Desmond Hamill was there.
A few celebrated high on the Brandenburg Gate itself. More crowded the top of the walls. But most were on the ground, with thousands streaming through the gap opened just before Christmas, and into this square, which has always been closely guarded and kept absolutely empty. But not anymore.
Right, just coming up to midnight now, the champagne's ready, and this whole square around the Brandenburg Gate absolutely jam-packed with people.
There were tragedies, ambulances with great difficulty reaching some 135 revelers, one killed, the others injured, as a platform collapsed. But nothing could dampen the sheer exuberance that welcomed the 1990s as an explosion of colour and sound released the pent-up emotions of the past decade. This morning, rather more energetically, the crossing was still being used without formality as the annual West Berlin 6-kilometre run went for the first time into the east, through the Brandenburg Gate, and then, with much cheery hand-slapping, back across the border. Desmond Hamill in East and West Berlin.